What's going on, guys? This is Gainz Gaming. Today we are talking about Alexander Nevsky and whether or not he is still a must-max commander going into 2025. Now, I did not expect to make this video, but with us getting new cavalry coming into the game in 2025, I think this is something we need to talk about, because Nevsky, in my opinion, is the third best commander for cavalry. Now, that is somewhat controversial because some people say that Nevsky is a better commander than Hukabing, but in my opinion, Hukabing is a better cavalry commander than Nevsky for the average player. Now, if you are a player with 5 or more marches, Nevsky is objectively better, but if you are somebody with 3 or less marches, Hukabing is 100% the better investment because he is going to serve you better than Alexander Nevsky is. Because if you're running 3 marches, you are most likely using infantry, cavalry, and archers, all 3 unit types. And for your calves, you are going to be running Hukabing and Joan Prime. For your infantry, you're going to run either Luce and Alex for more of a budget. You're going to run William and Luce for the best march, or Scipio and Luce for the second best march. And then for archers, you're going to be using Zeuge and Hermann Prime. Those are your 3 marches for the best open field pairs for 3 marches. But where does Nevsky fit into that? In my opinion, he is number 4. He is the 4th pairing you're going to be using in the open field for your second cav march. Now, a lot of people, like I said, disagree with that because they think that Nevsky is just so good that you absolutely have to use him, which I agree. I think he is a fantastic commander, but I don't think he's better than Hukabing. And I don't think he's better than Joan Prime because he is a commander that is going to get more benefit with the more marches that you have. And now, obviously, this is very early speculation, but with the new cavalry, we've been told that the Delta formation is what is going to be used for calves. So this is going to deal 10% more combo attack damage. What the heck is combo attack damage? Well, we really have no idea right now until we see it coming into game because that is what the next cavalry is going to have. So we have no idea how that's going to pair with wedge, how it's going to pair with active skill damage, with smite damage. We really just don't know. So in my opinion, if you're looking to invest in cavalry, I mean, first of all, hold off until the new calves come in unless you have a ton of sculptures or you're going right into a fight right now. But if you are looking for the number 1 cav pair right now, it is Hukabing and Joan Prime. That is the number 1 pairing that you can use. That's what everyone uses in the ruins because it's the best option for sustainability, for longevity, for overall damage. But Nevsky is still, in my opinion, a fantastic commander. I do not regret my investment in Nevsky whatsoever. I am just saying, for the average player, Nevsky may not be the number 1 investment or even the number 2 investment for cavalry. I certainly don't think he's in the top 3 investments overall right now with the commanders that we have in the game. I think the number 1 investment is Luce. I think the number 2 investment is Joan of Arc Prime. The number 3 investment is Pakal. That's a joke. Number 3 investment is Zeuge. Now, these, in my opinion, are the 3 best commanders in the game. I do think that Zeuge you could interchange with Hermann Prime, but I think for the average player, the first person you're going to invest over Hermann Prime is Zeuge, but you're going to pair them together eventually. But those are the top 3 commanders in the game right now. And Nevsky, in my opinion, probably lands at number 5 at best behind Hermann Prime. Now, that's still fantastic. That's still really good. But you have 2 cav commanders that are above him in Hukabing and Joan of Arc, because that is objectively just a better march. So does that mean that you shouldn't invest into Nevsky? No, I don't think that he is a dead commander. I still think that he is 100% usable. I still think he will be usable when the new calves come. But I think with the Delta formation, it really depends on how good this is going to be. Because when we saw the Arch formation come into game, we were like, I feel like you're still going to be able to use the wedge formation with these normal attack damage commanders, these smite damage commanders, but we find that using the arch formation is a lot better. I mean, not like substantially where it's like, holy crap, this is a night and day difference, but it is enough to actually invest into the arch formation to be able to use it. Because like for me, I am using William and Luce. If I didn't have William, I would probably be using wedge formation because with my arch formation, this is still very solid. It's not fantastic, but when I compare this to my wedge formation for my infantry, you can see how much better this is than my arch formation because I've invested a lot more into wedge than I have into arch. Because for me right now, I have 5 marches. 4 of them are wedge and 1 of them is arch. So obviously I'm putting more of these armaments into wedge formation rather than arch because I just get more bang for my buck. I really haven't even opened any arch formation chests because I just don't really see the value in that. I get more value into the wedge formation. I think it's going to be the same way with the Delta formation. I think since so many people don't have this invested into, it's going to be really hard to make that transition over. I think it's really good that in the latest update that we got for the next update, we see that they are planning on allowing us to convert our armaments into different formations. So if you have something that's wedge formation, you can change that into an arch formation and still be able to use that, which I think is fantastic, which is what led me to make this video, because I was thinking like, well, you know, not having the delta formation will probably make this kind of obsolete until people are able to invest into it. But if you're able to transition your wedge formation into your delta formation, like if I'm able to take these, for example, if I'm able to take my hunter and move that into delta and keep these stats with my hunter, that's phenomenal. If I'm able to change that over to my delta formation and be able to put that on a new cavalry commander that benefits from that combo damage, like that's fantastic. That's insane. So that is what made me think like, oh, well, maybe Nevsky is the commander that's going to get the bench. Maybe not necessarily the bench, but be like, okay, now he's a step down because his new calves are so good. This combo attack damage is so good. We have to invest into it, just like we saw with Luce. So many people, myself included, were like, oh, I don't know if he's going to beat out Scipio. He came in a game and he beat out Scipio. He's the #1 commander in the game, best infantry commander in the game by far. And now it's like, okay, Scipio is still really, really good, but your #1 investment is now Luce. Your #2 investment for the best pairing is William Wallace. So now if you only have one infantry march that you're going to run, you don't have any of this commander's expertise yet, your investment is probably going to be Luce and William Wallace. You're not even going to invest into Scipio. And I think it's the same thing that's happening with Alexander Nevsky. Now the caveat with this is, what if the new cavalry pairs very well with Nevsky? Now, that's a game changer, because that might even take Joan of Arc Prime and Hook Bing out of the running for the top pairing. Because if the new calves pair very well with Nevsky, I mean, that makes these two commanders not obsolete, but puts them on the back burner a little bit and makes Nevsky a higher priority. So this video isn't necessarily just about is Nevsky going to fall off, but what his future really holds, because I think this will make or break for him. He is an older commander. People forget how old Alexander Nevsky is. He's coming on 2.5 years old. And so like he is due for getting pushed back a little bit. And he has been pushed back to the #3 overall cavalry commander. But I want to see what you guys think. Let me know down below. What do you think is going to happen with the new cavalry? How good do you think the delta formation and the combo attack damage is really going to be? Do you think it's going to be good enough to knock out Nevsky, or maybe it'll make Nevsky even better? Let me know down below. Thanks for checking out the video. Have a great rest of your day.